always so welcoming. It's really easy to make friends here at Carthage. The biggest change was going from student to young business professional.
I love Carthage.
It's definitely the people.
Living on the lake is amazing. I feel very prepared for my future.
Ended up surpassing my expectations.
Some things you just need to see for yourself. Come take a closer look at Carthage College.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to some more Carthage League of Legends here with my constant co-host here. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. It's a happy day. How about you?
You know what? Had a little work before this. Now get to settle down, sit back, relax, and get to enjoy some League of Legends. I'm excited.
Sweet. Yeah, me too. Yeah, sorry, I was just distracted.
No, it's fine. It happens, man. We're all good. Yeah. What do you expect here out of today? Exciting game.
Yeah. Trying to. So the main thing that I really have is just my roommate, as always. Raymond. Raymond has been playing a lot of Fiora.
Wow, I like that.
But
I think that's a good.
I'm not going to bring it today. You know, is that
what?
Really excited about it. Maybe another day.
Of course. Starting off with the Cinnamon.
Oh,
we're already in picks and bans. Yeah, we're going crazy. Sounds really good. Really safe. Scales really well too. So, I mean, as you know, can be a tough champion to deal with. Immediately going with the Akali ban. That's another very difficult champion to deal with. A lot of Blitzkrieg's champions have a little bit of trouble against Akali, especially if it's a good Akali player. So that makes sense. Sejuani against Auspice, we've seen him have great success with that. And Gwen, obviously, into your roommate, Raymond the GOAT, also has had great amount of success with the Gwen. It's one of the champions he played a lot last season as well. And now finishing with the Kayn. That's a less common one. Definitely more common solo queue pick. But Kayn's still a very good champion. It can be difficult to deal with. The red form Rost. So much healing once you get those mid to late game fights. It's just it can be a doozy.
Do you prefer red Kayn or do you prefer the assassin Kayn?
I like playing blue Kayn more. I like playing Shadow Assassin more. It's more fun to me. But red Kayn's always been better, or at least in recent history, red Kayn has been considerably better. So that's probably what they would go there. Immediately picking the Hecarim. I mean, Hecarim is a power pick. It's been picked so much,
especially in TFT too.
Really? I mean, you have to tell me more about TFT, but in League of Legends, this champion is crazy. I mean, he'll get on top of your backline. He'll do a ton of damage to the ADC, to your mid laner, especially some mage. I mean, especially after this rework that just happened recently with the Q Rampage doing so much more damage, it's been a menace.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I think I heard about that a little while ago, except I just kind of browsed right through it, so don't know too much about it.
No, it makes sense. We got a Seraphine pick coming up next.
Oh, I do not like Seraphine.
You don't like Seraphine?
I'm in the bot lane a lot, and I just cannot stand the amount of range that Seraphine has.
No, it's very difficult to deal with, and I think that they may decide to go with this Seraphine bot lane. The Amumu could be either jungle or support, I believe. But I would expect Seraphine bot lane here. It's a power pick. It's been picked a lot in pro play. It's just very solid. It's very safe, scales very well, and it's a team fighting monster.
Sweet, yeah, I definitely think so as well. Yeah, because with yeah, sorry,
no, you're good. You're good.
Weird. Yeah, with the Amumu pick, I do not like facing both either Seraphine or Amumu. No, I just don't like anything CC. I like moving around and being able to move around. I do not like getting stunned. And it looks like Aatrox will be that pick. I wonder who that is.
Are we just gonna shout it out every time? Like at some point we have to be like, all right, it's a
Raymond the GOAT.
That he is your roommate.
He is my roommate.
That is great.
And he's awesome.
He's pretty good. I remember all the games that we've seen. He's played very well. So it definitely. Ooh, even the Aatrox is tough though. I mean, you have to pick your battles with the pick and ban phase, but Aatrox is very strong right now, and Jinx gonna round out against the Seraphine most likely. And there's the Fiora counter pick, and this is exactly what we like to see. I mean, very interesting draft so far. Pretty standard. The Jinx isn't something you'd see a lot nowadays. Usually it'd be Sivir, probably in that position. I just gonna remove the Lulu, makes a lot of sense. Extra Enchanter can be really difficult to deal with. But there's still a wide number of other champions you can pick for the support.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna say something right after this because it's gonna be a quick 20 second thing of what I found out over the week, so it's gonna be really exciting when I have my moment.
Oh, wow, okay.
With the Akshan Dan, what do you think that's mainly targeted to?
Mid lane, most likely. Once again, just making things a little bit easier for your control mage in the mid lane, most likely. Both Akshan and Akali have very strong laning phases who are able to punish these control mages, potentially get solo kill, go up a lot of CS, and then, especially with these two champions here, make plays across the map. Akshan is able to go invisible with his passive, so can make it kind of difficult for him to track where he's going. He's also very quick with the
Grappling.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's nice not having someone revive his entire teammate after
That's true.
just shooting someone like twice.
Yeah. So just to make things more safe for the whole team, essentially.
For sure.
A little bit more stable laning phase, less dynamic, less crazy. On the other side, you have Lulu Yumi, both champions. I was actually thinking Yumi is far. All right, I'll give you your moment.
Renata Glass is the best support champion in the entire game. I really like it. She's a marketing major and has an R that's incredibly insane.
It is very, very good. We'll see how they decide to go for the Renata. So it's gonna be in a Mumu jungle then, it looks like, with the Renata going support with the Seraphine potentially. Man, this has gotten interesting. You usually see Renata with some attack speed 80 carries, and there's the Zilean. I mean, that's pretty solid into what they've got so far. It's got a little bit of little far range for what you'd typically like to be picking Zilean into, but I think this champion's just always pretty good, especially with the Jinx and the Aatrox in particular. Even the Hecarim, I mean, speeding this Hecarim up, he's going to gain like 20 AD once you speed him up because of his passive. Hecarim gains attack damage for how much his movement speed is. So when you have like a 60% movement speed boom bonus from Zilean, and yeah, that gets
that's going to be pretty crazy.
Yes, and I do like this Sylas pick. It may be blind, but you already see you have 3 very, very good ultimates to choose from.
Yeah, for sure. And I remember like the first week that we saw Zilean being played, I think it was by another team, and you were really excited about seeing him.
Yeah.
Is that for this
team actually? It was by Private Dread. Yep.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, I can't remember anything.
No, it makes sense though.
So how is that gonna fit in? Like besides Hecarim, like what big things are you gonna see Zilean do?
He's gonna keep the Jinx alive. He's gonna keep the Jinx alive, and he's gonna probably try to peel the Jinx. Hecarim's Zilean's gonna buff your whole team.
Yeah,
he's gonna make you all fast. He's gonna get Shurelya's. It's just a very good champion to have, especially when you have the revive. I mean, it's very tough to dive on top of this team, which you see with the Yone pick is what they end up doing. You can also slow enemy champions. So if you see a Fiora who's trying to do her little get the vitals, her passive, doing additional true damage when you hit a specific quadrant. It can be tough to actually do that and maneuver around a fight when you're slowed by that much with the Zilean. So it's just a lot. It brings a lot of utility.
Yeah, for sure. And it's interesting because both teams kind of have almost the same type of ability, except with like with Renata having the W is just like there's a little bit of revive in play for at least both teams. So it's going to be really interesting to see what comes on top. What I did want to say is that because of last week, Raymond playing Aatrox going against a Fiora, that he was not very happy with it. It's just like getting played all week Fiora, trying to understand the movements and all that, just trying to really understand the 1v1 mechanics. So I'm really excited to see, and I bet he's pumped up right now just thinking about it.
Absolutely.
This is going to be a really great match.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, despite Fiora being traditionally a counter pick, if he's been practicing this whole time, then it'll be interesting to see how this practice has paid off and how he's able to maybe turn around that matchup even.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be really exciting because Fiora with all that true damage with the R ability is just it's really deadly.
It is,
and especially with the parry and the W, it just it scares me. That's why I don't like going up to top lane. I just stay down there and support.
Yes. How do you feel about each of these drafts so far, though?
I feel great. This is a match that I feel like it is really well done. I really like seeing a Seraphine. I really like seeing a Mumu. I really like seeing Fiora, and especially Renata and Yone on that team. It's just all champs that I really like to see. Something that I usually see in like ARAM and things that I see just at my pace.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And especially with our team as well, is that I know what all these champions are gonna do, and that's what makes it more exciting for me. It's just like there's nothing too tricky.
There's nothing left.
But that's just coming from this perspective, you know.
Absolutely.
Mainly a
Absolutely.
TFT player.
I mean, for me at least, looking at these two team comps, it's very difficult for me to decide which one I actually like more. I mean, the Hecarim is definitely a power pick. The Aatrox is something that's seen a ton in pro play. But even like within those two, I feel like they might have prepared this Amumu. Like they know that Frostbite's is gonna be on this Hecarim, so maybe this Amumu is specifically for the Hecarim, maybe to stop the engager when it goes in. You just immediately stun him, try to burst him down. This Hecarim, the reworked Hecarim, is going to be a lot less tanky than what you're used to. He's not going to be building the chem tank, the tank item that he usually does. You're usually seeing different bruiser items these days on him. So it'll be interesting to see how they can try to play around the horse this game. Outside of that, you have the Seraphine into the Jinx is going to be a scaling matchup. I think that the Jinx is probably going to be slightly stronger in lane. Just with the Zillion, that's a lot of harass, and I think that they're going to be able to trade more often than the Seraphine is. They might be able to tax her mana enough to where they're actually able to get the push and get some advantages starting in the bot lane. As far as mid lane, I think this is kind of a skill matchup. I mean, Yone, I feel like Yone usually is fine into Sylas, but Sylas has so many good ults to play with that outside of laning phase, I give him the advantage. I mean, you have the Seraphine ult, the Amumu ult, you have these massive teamfight ultimates, and just completely change the course of the fight, and you have really good things. What?
Especially the Renata ult.
Yes, the hostile takeovers are very, Tell me about Renata ult. What does Renata ult do?
So Renata ult, basically, it's a giant wave of just pure marketing awesomeness. It changes the entire dynamic of the other team, so they fight each other. It gives them 100% attack speed, or 100% attack speed. And it's just absolutely wicked. And so for I think from the start they changed it a little bit. So I think it's second already for level 6, 1.25 seconds where they're berserk attacking each other. And then just builds up to 2.25 level 16, I believe.
Yeah, no,
so
it's a lot of CC crazy. For sure. The only issue is this is a ton of movement speed, so they might be able to avoid this Renata ult altogether. With the Zillion in particular, Aatrox gains movement speed in his ultimate, Jinx gains movement speed in their passive, Sylas has a good amount of mobility, and this Hecarim obviously is going to be going very, very fast. So if they don't place this down in a strategic enough point, because the Renata ultimate goes very slow. So if they're not able to trap them and kind of force them into it, or if they aren't being engaged on already, like if this Hecarim isn't already going in and gets caught by this Renata ult, then it could be tough to actually like get a good ult off.
For sure, but that's the great thing about Renata is that her Q, it's a very special type of hook. It's just like it just reaches out, and if you can push it into a few people, they're stunned for quite a while. Where you can put your wave right in the middle.
That's true.
There's no opportunity for them to escape. So that's why I believe that Renata is one of the deadliest supports out there, and why I love her so much. It's so awesome.
It's definitely a very good champion. Just me personally, when I like to see a Renata is with a traditional attack damage carry, like a Jinx even, just because of how sizable that buff is for bailout on the attack speed in particular. Like when you put bailout on the Seraphine, you aren't really going to be getting much from it. Sure, she'll live, but autoing 2 or 3 more times than you usually would on Seraphine will not matter as much as it would on a Jinx, where you could have an extra Kraken Slayer proc, have an extra lethal tempo, like passive proc, where you're actually gaining more than just the passive of when you die, I can come back and maybe live.
It's such a little thing right there. I never like using bailout in that sense. You know, if I do have it and there is that opportunity where I know we're gonna get the kill on them, they will come back, I will use it, but I'd rather use it for a teammate buff. It's a lot better to use that way. The movement speed, the attack speed, everything else, those buffs are just important.
It is. It's a very big buff.
It's going to be very interesting to see it like in this fight, but I think the scariest thing if Sylas takes Renata's ultimate and Fiora and Yone are there, they're going to be slicing and dicing through the entire team. Whereas this, I think Jinx is going to be the big thing if she gets caught in Renata's ult.
Absolutely. And speaking of Jinx, I think Jinx is going to be the champion that we're going to want to look at through this game. This is going to be our primary damage source. Of course, the Sylas is going to do damage. Of course, the Hecarim is going to do damage. I mean, Hecarim is traditionally a carry jungler. You want to put gold on this Hecarim. You want to get this Hecarim ahead so he's able to just blow up all the squishies in the team, which, by the way, they've got a lot of squishies. Like, you do have the Seraphine, you do have the Renata, you do have the Fiora, who doesn't build a ton of tank stats. But with that, you also have all of the healing coming through from, like, the Seraphine and the Yone, and even the Fiora. So it's an interesting dynamic. But so far, honestly, I like I like the Firebirds draft a little bit more. I think it's more traditional. I think it's a little bit easier to play. I think the Silas pick was fantastic. You just have so many good ultimates to play with. But I'm excited to see how this game goes.
Yeah, for sure. I can't wait to see it as well. This is probably the most exciting one of the year so far.
So we'll be back after a short little break to set up some stream delay, and we'll get back with your weekly haiku.
Oh no.
The high Wheathen shoves that right over to the Lions half. Looks like this one's going in. Are you kidding me? Don't I ask? Don't over behind. We're gonna see the barrage. The barrage.
Oh my gosh, Nico is just dominating right now.
What a play!
That's disgusting.
Oh my gosh.
That was disgusting.
Welcome back, everybody. We are prepared to deliver to you the long-awaited haiku. Tony, take it away.
Renata on Rift. Marketing is her major. Ultimate business.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. And that was our weekly haiku. Thank you so much. We'll be back next week with another banger.
Your turn next week.
It will be. I gotta prepare. I'm very excited. Are you prepared for some League of Legends, though? Is a real question.
No, honestly, I thought we were going to the TFT. I was promised that by one of my buddies.
TFT player over here. It's not a dancing.
All my... dude, that's so cool. I want to get one of those business suits. You know, in a flying drone, just walk into class and be like, hey, you know what?
Absolutely.
I do marketing. I'm a marketing guy.
You are. You're a marketing guy. All right, let's actually talk about some League of Legends, though, because while we love haiku and we love Renata, what I love more is learning how this game is going to be played out. 2 scaling lanes in the bot lane, 2 playmakers in the mid lane. I think something to watch actually is going to be this jungle matchup. Hecarim is going to be much stronger in the early to mid stages than this Amumu is. If you're not able to maximize the ganks of the Amumu in the early game, you can kind of be put behind. Now Amumu will catch up just because of how his CC works. He's got a ton of it. It's what he's known for. It's what makes him so annoying to play against. The Curse of the Sad Mummy, that ultimate. It's just so difficult to deal with. Such a large radius for a stun in a team fight. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this Amumu plays around the map. You see he's actually taking Aftershock instead of Conqueror, which is the usual for him. So we'll see how he's able to utilize that.
Yeah, so what is that gonna do compared to Conqueror?
Well, Conqueror is gonna give you a little bit more damage. You see a really good trade of the mid lane, actually. That Yone was taken down quite low. But Conqueror is going to give you a lot more damage. Even a little bit of healing if you're able to stack it up enough, which Amumu was able to do very quickly with his... He cries on you, for lack of a better term. Already you see why this matchup is so difficult. Like, any sort of... Oh, kind of unfortunate she took that tower shot. But you can see why the matchup is going to be so difficult for him in the GOAT in the top lane. Any Q that you throw out is susceptible to be parried, just because it's such on-demand CC and so telegraphed as well. So he's got to be very careful about where and when he uses it. Oh my goodness, really good play to dodge the Q there. He's going to be getting a very good trade, but this E is just going to be too much. And this is why the matchup is tough. You have to take very short trades as Sylas, because on his W, he gets a burst of healing, actually. So you have to use that. You have to go in, throw the chains on him, as you saw in both fights, and get that healing, and then get out very quickly. That's how he wins trades, whereas Yone wants these longer, more extended fights. Because not only does he get slightly more damage from his E, but he can get another knockup from his Q, as you saw. That's what Blitzkrieg dodged at first with a little dash, is when he swept forward. That would have actually knocked him up. That would have been very difficult.
Yeah, when he did that, I was just like, oh, got it in the bag. Like, this trade's gonna go really well. But, yeah, it didn't. I lost my train of thought for a minute when I saw the Hecarim up there, but yeah, it just it did not go how I was expecting, because dodged a few attacks, and but I always forget that once that recall back when the soul is it the soul tether, or I always forget the name when it I don't know it's called. But when he goes back and does the extra damage, that I always forget about that.
Yeah, no, it does a surprising amount of damage too. You're not really expecting it whenever he throws it out. But then you see on the top lane there, actually a very, very good trade from Raymond the Goat. Just understanding that when this parry is down, I can still fight her. It's not like just because it's a counter match, really good parry there. They weren't really able to follow up. Got to layer that very well, just because of how difficult parry is to play around. I mean, you saw it there. It's a difficult lane to gank. Pure has so much mobility, and with that parry, you can't really CC her either. That was a really interesting interaction.
Be interesting to see if Raymond the Goat can just can just bait that parry out, because I think in the later stages we'll have a little bit of an advantage, but then it'd be scary once Fiora pops R. It's all true damage after that. So trying to get a nice clean kill.
Yeah, no, absolutely true. But it looks like Raymond the Goat's playing this extremely well. I mean, you expect to be losing a little bit more trades, and the matchup will get harder, as you see. Very good. See, that's what you have to do. Play around your abilities as Sylas, winning trade. But as this game goes on, it's only going to get more difficult, because this Fiora will only do more damage and will only punish your mistakes harder.
For sure.
So you still have to be careful. Even though you're winning right now, you have to understand that I cannot underestimate this champion.
Yeah, and that's what Raymond the Goat's been training for all week, and it was just nice to see. Is that frustrating for him a little bit, and it's just like, no, but I think I'm getting the hang of it, because I don't want to get bullied by a Fiora again. Yeah.
No, it makes sense. I mean, Raymond the Goat, Aatrox is something he plays often, so it's definitely a good pickup for him. As I can kind of see why I gave the slight edge to the Firebirds in the bot lane. This Seraphine is completely out of mana, and she is now just getting poked out. She can't really do anything just because of how much this bot lane is able to tax her mana. She needs to push these waves back, or else just sitting under your tower, you're kind of at a disadvantage. Especially if you don't have vision control. So you kind of have to play the edge and play to your mana consumption well.
Yeah, I hate to say it, it's a little bit tougher with Renata Glass. Renata doesn't do too much damage, but can kind of control the flow. Just slowing people down, putting them in the right position, but it doesn't do too much early game. Not until you get to level 6, that's where she starts getting really deadly.
Yeah, it looks like we're already kind of seeing the game plan here for the Firebirds. Allspice has came top 3 times now. It's been caught on vision twice. Really well played there by, we'll call him Einstein, to spot out these Hecarim ganks early and not die for it. Yeah, very good trade once again. I mean, he's just really starting to dominate. He's going to have a lot of priority for when this Rift Herald comes up. But it looks like in the meantime, the Huskies? Looks like Lakeland got a better reset in the bottom. Either way, it's going to pick up the first dragon.
That's all right. I just went kind of like I was zoning in for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, just very good play, though. They got a good reset, and they got the dragon first, so it's obviously planned, as now it's a little bit, you gotta be a little bit nervous here for this Fiora.
Yeah, for sure, and here comes Hecarim. I don't think...
So is Yone, though.
Yeah, this,
He's gonna be spotted on a vision. That was just to stop the reset. They might try something still. I would really like this Hecarim to have his ultimate, but he's not quite level 6 yet. I gotta see what they're gonna do here. This could be a make or break play. 2 missing pings, 3 missing pings in the mid lane. They know something's up. He's got a feel, literally has a feeling that this Yone went topside, and now Yone is going to be collapsing. Will anything happen? You see that Hecarim does have ultimate, but they're just going to walk away, it looks like. Having to dive 2 champions to the top turret at this time of the game is going to be just too difficult.
Yeah, for sure. It was getting a little bit... Oh, but Fiora's not backing up just yet.
It's all good. You spent a lot of the Fiora's time. You still got that advantage. And you stopped Yone from really doing anything in top lane. So even though it looks like, oh, it's just a waste of time, you just had the Hecarim sitting there for so long.
Yeah.
You actually did a lot of, like, disaster prevention almost. It's now we're going to see more.
Yeah, oh!
A little happy here. Proliferate is going to be a little bit low, but does get trapped. This could be a little bit of a trouble.
And here we go.
Come through, but the stun also is low. Zap comes through first. Blood goes to Proliferate. Arthropod wants more. Arthropod wants this Renata. He's got the lead.
No, get out of there, Renata.
Renata does pull up on it in. He might be able to find it though. Does. Might be able to sneak through there actually. Does actually get out of it. So he's gonna take a move for a little bit of a wild goose chase, unless. No, he might just be able to reset over here.
Wow.
Really well played by Arthropod to know that. Oh, he's gonna try to execute wolves. That was very smart there by Arthropod. Really well played. So basically, just because see, they got vision again. That's the issue. He's just gonna run away. You gotta be more careful about ganking that Fiora. The ultimate went a little bit early. You could have definitely waited a little bit longer to click R, but you did get the flash out of the Fiora. As I was talking about though, if you don't get hit within a specific amount of time before you die, then you'll actually execute. So you won't give the other team anything. So he was able to get a kill there and not give anything over, despite the fact that Amumu was right there and should have been able to get that kill. So that was a really, really nice play by Earth.
And because it's so early in the game as well, it's not too long of a reset either.
No, there's pretty much no downside to it. I mean, you deny the opponent a lot of stuff, and you're able to get the kill by running in. It's a very good play.
And it looks silly in the kill feed when you get killed by wolves too.
Yeah, it does look funny. It does look funny.
Repercussions.
-1 there on the CS. A little bit unfortunate for Arthropod.
Maybe it's because of the wolves.
Oh, I'm sure. He's still thinking about him. But this, how do you feel about this game so far?
Very clean, very tight. It's like just like in poker, not too much action earlier on, and I was trying to make a full poker reference, but then I got distracted by this because Raymond Monero, or Raymond Cotis.
Wow. Wow, we're gonna go back to be able to find something here.
There goes the ult.
Yeah. Looks like he's just gonna pop the ult and run away. He is manaless, so it's kind of a questionable ult there. It did make... Oh, this Renata's positioning is very good. I don't think they know that either of these people are here. They have to have an understanding they don't have vision, and that bush is walking up, does get stunned there by the... Does get hit 2 flashes. Curse of the Sand Mummy comes through, gets both of them. This Proliferate is stunned for so long, does get the ultimate. Hostile takeover now comes through. Does not hit Arthropod, but Allspice is here for the counter gank. Will he be able to find anything? Blitzcrank is also here. Trying to get on the Renata, doesn't find him. Bailout is on top of Galaga, but it looks like he's going to go down. Jinx taking out for Pun. Curse of the Sand gets 2, but now Serpino arms 2. They are so rocky by Arthropod. He wants more. Change. This is a triple kill for Jinx.
Yeah, and leave her not alive. Do not kill her. Keep her alive.
Really well played there by the Carthage bot lane, and fantastic rotations. Really interesting choice to trade here. I don't really know what Einstein is doing. Is able to get a... White is caught by the Q2. Arthur and Raymond the Goat are putting their marks on this game.
Yeah, no killing Renata either. I'm also gonna be very upset when I come to the next room. Just leave her alive.
Oh man, really, really well played there. Those roams were fantastic. They had such a good idea of the game state, of the flow of what was going to be happening. They had an idea that Mumu might be bot side. That's why Proliferate went up to check initially. And of course, they did find him, but hey, Lakeland just got more than they bargained for there.
Yeah, and the entire Firebirds going into that fight is just perfect timing, one after the another. It had great pace to it. I think that's
Yeah, Blitzkrieg's gonna get out of here just fine. He's taking a lot of tower damage. He's able to get out. Yeah, that was a little bit scary there for Blitzkrieg. But if there's anything, it seems like Lakeland is just happy to get a second drag. They might. Second ultimate does get through. Fears to, but Arthur is excited. He is pumping that damage. Galago goes down to Osspice. Arthur is still running forward. He wants more. He looks at Padawan is going to just get out. Although he's still walking forward. Yeah, Padawan does get out. This Seraphine has escaped death just slightly this time. Wasn't able to get out at first, but now Carthage Esports coming in and taking the second dragon.
Yeah, except I'm a bit upset they killed Renata, but you know, it's
oh my goodness. Who are you rooting for?
I'm rooting for the Renata and our team. I want to see the Renata getting 10 and 2 right now. I'm hoping.
All right,
that's my hope.
We'll see how the Renata can turn it around. It's been very tough so far. I mean, hasn't been able to get a very good ult. But once again, I mean, if anything, Lakeland is still scaling. That's the one thing you can lean back on.
Yeah, like what you said, the ults have not been the best. It's a little bit tough just because that Jinx can roam around it pretty quickly, especially with the names. Zillion. There we go.
Nice. The old dude.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Killian, and I'm like Killian. I was like, oh wait, I don't think that's right.
But it's close enough. I would have given it to you.
Yeah, but it's easy to dodge, and best recommendation is using that E and Q just to put them in that right position to finally get them through. It's not.
Yeah, Raymond Go just gotta have his way with this Fiora matchup now. That practice has absolutely paid off. As oh, she has teleport. That's something interesting I should have talked about much earlier. She's gonna be able to get to lane a lot sooner and you know, just be a little bit more safe.
You know, I get a lot of crap from my buddies when I bring TP, either ADC or support, and I love it. I think it's great.
Up from here, maybe a little bit of a bad spot here. But he feels in the wrong way. Does manage to pull in the correct direction. Two Yone come through. The Yone escapes. Very, very close. If that Hecarim ult was just slightly more on target, that probably would have been a kill.
Words. I was trying to think of words.
That's my caster. There we go.
No, I just rarely do I haven't played too much Yona, don't remember, but rarely do I try and use that ult to get out just because of that little bit of a wind up.
Yep.
I was just scared they'll get me right at that exact moment. So that was a really nice play. No. That's why I was so clean. I was trying to figure out the words and what to say with that.
Yeah, no problem, man. You're all good. You got him out. Yeah, top of here. Grabbing a little bit of vision. A little bit of a 4,000 gold lead, almost 5,000 gold lead here for the Firebirds. They're gonna look to push that. But just one thing, circling back on something that I talked about before, the Amumu. The Amumu is down a mythic item on this Hecarim, and as you can see, hasn't really been able to do too much this game, despite getting some good ults off. So you have to really start looking for any sort of fight that you have an advantage in, because Mumu is very good at winning fights, like securing fights essentially. Like if you feel like you should win this fight, oh my goodness, what is that damage? Will we see here? Yes, we will. Does just barely miss, but man, they are putting so much pressure on the Seraphine. It's exactly what you're looking for. But as I was saying, you just need to find these correct fights for the Amumu because they can really capitalize it off of it if you have that numbers advantage.
For sure, yeah. Looks like, I don't know if there'll be a little fight down there. Maybe not.
No, I think we're just going to be having a little bit of a moment of chill, a little bit here. They might try to pick up this bot tower, which it looks like they will not do this time, but Osspice now just kicking this poor Fiora out of lane.
Oh.
Raymond the Goat has had a lot of love this game, and he is honestly, he's making it pay off. He's going to be getting the second tower here most likely. Ooh, not quite able to get that, but this Amumu is just a little bit caught out. Does get the 3-man ult, but that is not going to matter. He did not have the damage. They're just going to be giving this kill over to the Jinx, most likely. You can't get caught there at this point of the game. That was just way too greedy. He got a little too excited for that scuttle crab.
Yeah. There goes
the interesting ultimate does not quite get the Fiora. Now World Ender pop, they're running away. They do. See, look, too much movement speed.
Yeah.
It is so hard to hit this in an open fight like that. So while they have so many people roaming over, nothing's gonna be coming of it. They're just too fast.
For sure, and it's just targeting the Renata ult is just targeting right at them. I always like putting it just at the right angle, so no matter if they go down or go up, like it's gonna be hitting them. They gotta try and get one of the CCs in to slow them down, and because it is a very slow ultimate.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. You need something to set up the Renata ultimate. Because if you're not getting engaged on, you aren't going to be hitting anybody. If the other team plays, like, if they have a brain, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of that, though, the macro play from the Firebirds has been fantastic. You saw they got another tower on the bot side while they overcommitted on the top side, not even able to get anybody. Lakeland really needs to clean up their macro if they're going to find any chance back into this game, because they're down almost 8,000 gold.
Yeah.
Almost 8,000 gold.
Yeah, it's gonna be
down 8,000 gold. Yeah, jeez, they gotta find a way back in. They gotta find a fight that they just execute better than Firebirds.
The best thing is they got a lot of good chance with with things that can turn the tide, especially with Renata, because once the Firebirds get stronger and stronger, it just takes one berserk and, you know, it can basically kill everyone.
Yep.
My favorite is,
Oh, they might have found Galaga out here, but no, I'm just gonna have to smite and walk away. They're giving over this second dragon. That's the smartest thing to do. Do not coin flip the game on this dragon. I mean, we saw it happen to the Firebirds Red actually last game, where they were behind and they decided to fight a dragon, and that just led to their downfall. They were just simply did not have the power to fight, and they forced it and then they lost. So I think it's a really smart play there by Lakeland, not to force it, just let the game come to you and try to find a way back in.
Yeah, because deaths do matter. It's especially that the Blitz tells me all the time.
Oh my goodness. That's what?
Blitz.gg always tells me deaths do matter.
Deaths do absolutely matter, and Lakeland has way more than the Firebirds, so we gotta clean that up here. Oh, you the other way there on accident, I have to guess. I don't think this Fiora is just way too behind to really like find anything in the side lane. Raymond the Goat has been playing this matchup so well. I mean, you gotta find some way to get some gold onto your carries here.
It's interesting seeing that mythic on Renata. I always love doing Imperial Mandate just because that her passive marks people, and with Imperial get a second mark, you just get all that extra damage. But I've truly never. Is that?
It's coming through. He does find both. Same time. Neither of them hit, but Blitzkrieg now may or may not get the kill, but they're definitely finding some Mumu. Hecker will come through. Does get Curse Sam Mummy off, but they're just gonna give this kill to Arthropod. He is godlike. He might as well be God, being on the 7-1 Jinx. Look at that damage. Wow. Dear God, what is that?
The Bela didn't look like it went too much in effect, but
no, not. Oh yeah.
Oh no.
I'm sorry, Fiora. You need to look at the map, girl. Oh, maybe able to find a way out. Actually, really fantastic parry there. Okay, well played. I thought she was certainly dead there with the Hecarim and Proliferate coming in, but
business majors, they get you out of tough.
Oh my goodness.
I love this match so much.
Yeah, no, it's certainly a good one, and you always love to see a team knowing its advantages and just pushing it. That's all that's been happening in this game is Carthage just knowing where they have an advantage and quite frankly, just shoving it in Lakeland's face. Now a 10,000 gold lead.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, 10,000 gold lead at 20 minutes usually means curtains. I mean, this is just like you are worried at this point. You need, you may need to force something at this point, because if you just sit and do nothing, you'll just slowly lose. Your Jinx is too strong right now. You need to force something and just pray that you find the fight.
I got a good idea. Kraken Slayer, on Renata Glass with rapid fire cannon.
Right.
And it's just like, you got to do it. Turn her into an ADC.
Okay.
It'll be awesome.
Right. So how will that turn the game around?
It won't, but
no, it'd be fun. I mean, no, that's actually a good point.
It'd be awesome. But it does look like it's a great position for the Firebirds right now. There is some things that can turn the tide, but it needs to be a really good setup for Lakeland right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely true. You need to find a way to kill this Jinx. I mean, that's your number. What was that?
Oh, I felt so bad.
It's okay. She's doing fine. She's living. She's okay.
That's good.
Blitzkrieg would be able to outplay this though, because she is a menace at all ranks. I mean, Blitzkrieg may be slightly stronger, but if the Fiora is able to get those fights like we saw before, but so much burst damage, Blitzkrieg just absolutely dominates that fight. My goodness. Arthur gets another kill. Yone, where are you?
Oh no.
They're finding, see, this is just not what you're looking for. You may find the stun, but they're just gonna be walking away for this. Hectormo coming in through the backside. Renata does get a good handshake off, and Blitzkrieg just immediately pops that Seraphine on the backside. Renata also is taken down. Arthropod is chasing down this Amumu. With the funny thing, he's just gonna try to reset. Does manage to actually hit him through everything. Perfect on the other side. They're definitely gonna secure this kill. This could be Baron. This could be game. Flashes forward just as a prayer almost. Just please, League of Legends gods, make her miss 15 autos in a row so I can get it. But man, not a game from the Firebirds.
I'm not gonna call until it's over yet. You know, still
yeah,
a chance.
You're certainly right, but it's looking tough. They do have respawn, so they're not gonna lose on the spot per se, but this Jinx has Infinity Edge. I mean, you need to find a way to kill this Jinx, and while they do have the tools to do that, man, it needs to be a perfect team fight.
For sure, it's gonna be really tough. They do have the CC for it. It just needs to work, but it looks like the Firebirds just finds that one opportunity, and it just changes everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
And every single time. But never mind.
You got this. No, you got this, man. You got this. You press. We practiced this.
English.
Yep. Okay.
Nope, I lost.
All right, that's okay. We're gonna be seeing Firebirds try to pick up this Infernal Dragon now, and then look to siege the base of Lakeland. This Baron buff. They've been playing great macro throughout this whole game. We'll see how they'll be able to continue. Now, ideally, with the Baron buff, Baron, of course, bringing a buff to your minions, so they're a little bit stronger. You also get some additional stats with it. It's a very, very strong ability. But you want to be able to bring that to all 3 lanes, or at least 2. So the common ways that you do that are if you have 2 very strong 1v1 champions, you put them in the top and the bottom lane. As we may see a fight break out, Hecarim does just instantly kill the Amumu here, but what else will come of it? We see Hecarim in the middle of everything, healing through it all. Somehow,
let's go!
They are now chasing them down, but Arthur on the backside. He's very low, much damage. That's 2. 3. Will he be able to find 4 now? My goodness, the quadra kill to Arthropod, and that will seal the game.
You killed my Renata, man. Not cool.
Fantastic play by the Firebirds, playing to this Jinx so well. I mean, they didn't even leave a doubt. They did not leave anything to the imagination. They absolutely crushed Lakeland this game.
That was just absolutely insane, and I bet right now they're just completely fired up. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Especially from last week, it was just was just perfect league, and I almost said siege right there. I'm like, my mind. But that was absolutely amazing. It was a little bit of a slower start, just trying to pick those right moments, but they found it every single time.
They did.
It was just great to see, and I do like seeing the 2 kills going to the Renata Glass. I see you supports forever. We live on, best role.
She got both kills on that team. You know that, right? Of the 2 kills, Renata got both of them.
Marketing majors. But absolutely amazing. And look, Arthropod getting 13-1, 17 KDA. Oh, that's absolutely crazy. What a game. I'm just super excited right now.
Yeah, it gets you fired up seeing games like this. I mean, first game of the season, you got to make a statement, and God, Firebirds Red have made one. just fantastic play. That Jinx, I was a little bit iffy on it at first. I mean, it's not something that you're seeing a lot in the meta these days, but it's very clearly still has the power to just run people down. That Jinx passive making her faster and getting her more attack speed. It's just really difficult to deal with.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's just it's just really nice, you know. I especially because, like, you know, Arcane reference and stuff.
Jinx Team Arcane. Oh my goodness.
You get to play some reference, but no, completely powerful. I always have trouble just early on, just because of the mana resource. Just making sure that I use my mana properly. Just because you don't get too much of it, especially when you're trying to swap over to the
Pow.
Yeah. So
fish bones. Sorry, that's what the rocket launcher.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I just always find that trouble.
Yeah.
Later on in the game, it's just like once you build crack, and it's just like it is just crazy. It gets you going all.
Absolutely, yeah. Very difficult to deal with.
Yeah, it just completely shreds it. And we saw it. It was just like it was like 3 hits to the Renata and just out.
She's gone.
You know.
Yeah. So in essence, nearly perfect game there, played by the Firebirds. It's exactly what we're looking for out of that comp. And man, I'm just excited for game 2, actually, which we're going to be going into at 7:30. We've got Firebirds Black this time. I do not remember who they're playing against, but we will get back to you on that. We'll take a short little break, and then we'll be back with more Carthage League of Legends.